FIFA 23 has two versions of the game, the new gen version with hypermotion and the old gen version. So we're going to be playing a game on PS5 and the PS4 to see which version of the game is better. Let's get right into it, starting with the PS5 version of the game. Alright, here we go. Here is the PS5 version of FIFA 23. This is the one that I'm most used to. I actually haven't played on the PS4 version of the game yet, so I might be a little bit biased, I don't know. But originally, what I thought about this game before I even recorded this video is it is a very slow game. Now relax, I saw a few of you on my other video saying this was me completely saying the game was terrible. That is not what I'm saying at all. And in fact, if you listened, I wasn't even complaining as such about the game being slow. I was saying things in the game just felt extremely sluggish. Now that's not to do with gameplay speed. It's to do with how your players move. It's to do with how they respond to your commands. It's nothing to do about the overall game being slow. Like, look at the pace in which I'm passing at now. That is fine. The problem I'm having is look at when I press my X button compared to when they pass the ball. Now, it's not been as much of an issue in this match specifically so far, but it does happen. And I think it's down to gameplay inconsistencies, but it is extremely frustrating and it does have a negative impact on what you're able to do in the game. So I wasn't saying this game is slow and it's terrible for that reason. I'm saying it feels sluggish and your players do not always respond to what you want to do. There is a big difference, guys, okay? Okay, so first chance of the game, he had a shot on target. I failed to mark the pass and he played the ball through. I don't mind that as such. Let's see if my tackle gets registered. We did tackle him, but we still ended up not getting the ball, but we got the free kick. But yeah, one thing I have noticed about this game already is the tackling system does feel a lot better. They've definitely done something to it and added more animations. It does feel a lot more consistent when it comes to tackling. I have noticed that. It's still not perfect, and it does happen sometimes where players do not win the ball when they tackle someone, even though it's like the most perfect tackle. But most of the time, as you can see there, your player does keep the ball, and it's a nice change to have. I'm not saying the problem of keeping the ball when tackled is not there, but it does feel a lot better already. Can we score this? Oh, no. That's the new power shot though, guys. I'm sure many of you have seen it. It is very strong, but it does take a long time to pull off, which is absolutely fine because the shot is so much better than your normal shot, and it is manual, so it's fair that this shot is good like that because you have to give the person the time in order to pull the shot off. If you sit off, they have every right to pull the trigger because you have more than enough time to close them down when it comes to that shot. Like here, I'm not going to attempt it because he's closing me down. We're going to pass it forward. Again, that was covered. I don't mind that being blocked. That is one thing I have noticed with this game. When a passing lane is covered, it is a lot easier to win the ball. As you can see, I played a terrible pass and I was punished for it. I like that. Again, like the tackling system, they're still not perfect, but it's improved a lot since FIFA 22, and it's something that is giving me hope when it comes to the game, because even though I think some things aren't perfect, there are some positives which are definitely making the game more enjoyable than last year's. The Nutravella Cross, which is new in FIFA 23, is something I've made a video about, and it is a very, very powerful crossing technique. It is much better than your bog standard cross, and I did upload a tutorial if you want to know how to do it, because it is very, very strong in this version of the game. Ooh. Again, see, we did the power shot, but we aimed it slightly wide, so it just went flying into the stands. That is fine. Oh, what has he done there? That, on the other hand, is ridiculous. I know it's a first-time shot, but it should be on target. Alright, half-time, no goals, I don't think, unless I missed something. So, yeah, very slow game. I don't really mind. Again, it's not something I'm complaining about. It's more just overall, like, it's more responsiveness, which I've noticed with this game. I'll be fair, it's not been that bad today, but the problem is like many other years where it's just inconsistent. Sometimes it feels good, other times it feels horrible, and that is just really, really bad for a video game. I don't know any other video game that has this problem. Like, please tell me if you know one, because it just doesn't seem to exist anywhere but FIFA. Again, you see that was a manual interception, which was rewarded because I switched to that player in time and blocked the passing lane. That's something that was really lacking in FIFA 22, and it's gotten a lot better in this new version of the game. Again, you see how slow my player was to pass then, and as a result we lost the ball. That's the kind of thing I'm on about, guys. That guy was sitting off, so I tried a power shot. On another day, that might have gone in. I like having that option, so when somebody is dropping back and not pressing you, you have the option to shoot that in the back of the net if you're good enough to do it. I like that. Good tackle, goes out for a corner. That's still present in the game, but not as bad as well. It seems like this is what I'm on about. Every time you tackle near the sideline, it just goes back out for the opponent, but I don't know. Again, rightly blocked. That one was rightly blocked. Good tackle. So you can see it's a lot less random when it comes to tackling and intercepting, which is good. But there's still a few things that just don't work in this game. But there we go. That's the first goal we've scored in the video, and it's a very nice one. I played the extra pass, and as a result, we scored. That was a nice goal, and I'm very happy that we were able to do that. Kickoff goals are still present, it seems. I blocked that off, but it still went through. That's just down to the game being terrible from kickoffs. Doesn't matter how good you are, if EA wants someone to score from a kickoff, they will score from a kickoff. Oh my god. What a terrible pass. What a roulette. What a goal. That is really nice from Rafael Leao. More than deserved. Brilliant goal. Nutmeg. Again. That shouldn't be going through anyway, so I don't mind. That was a brainless pass and it didn't get rewarded. I really do not mind that. You know, when people just cut back and hope for the best, I don't mind that that doesn't go through because it shouldn't. Hopefully we can see out this game and end out with a win. But as you know, 90th minute goals, still very possible. Especially when your players start dropping off like this, even though you don't ask them to. Oh, here we go. And there you go. There's the 90th minute goal. It just shouldn't happen, but it happens, guys. I'm not going to say too much about it. But yeah, it is what it is. That was the PS5 version of the gameplay. Let's move right on to the PS4. Alright, so I'm actually excited. This is the first time I've played on the PS4 version of FIFA 23, so let's see how it compares to the PS5 version. Like I said, I'm actually quite excited. Here we go. So the first change I've actually noticed is you can still see their team when the game is loaded in. I missed that, I'll be honest. Alright, so here we go. Oh my gosh. Look at the speed in which my player turns. That is so quick. That's actually unbelievable. Like, look at the speed in which my players do the things that I ask. That is crazy. Oh my god, look at the speed in which I'm able to do the things I want to do. Like, look at that. We've had a chance already. And just because the game let me do the things I wanted to do. It's crazy. Look how much more responsive it is when I tell the game to do certain things. It's actually mental. Okay, good block there. That's a terrible pass, but again, my fault. Oh my gosh. This is unbelievable, guys. I'm not complaining, but this is like night and day. It really is. Like, it's so much faster. Like, I'm not even talking about the overall speed. I'm talking about the way in which your players carry out the things you want them to do. Like, I'm asking my player to turn with the ball here. Look how quickly he did that. I'm telling him to pass. There you go. It happens so much quicker. Like, look at that turn there. Again, terrible pass. But look at the way in which I'm able to turn when I want to. Or when I want to pass. Like, look at this. It's crazy. it feels a lot more responsive than the PS5 version. But that being said, I still enjoy the PS5 version. So, you know, I've only played, 12 minutes of the PS4 version, so I don't know the ins and outs. But what I will say is if you enjoy a faster, more responsive experience, opposed to what people call realism, I highly suggest playing this version because you're able to do what you want a lot faster. It's ridiculous, really. Let's try the power shot on the PS4. Again, good save. But yeah, it just feels very quick. Oh my gosh, that was a terrible corner, but it worked. It just feels quick. It really does. It feels a lot quicker. And it's not even overall speed. I will say the speed is a little bit quicker than the PS5 version, but mainly what I'm noticing is the responsiveness for your inputs, and that is really important when it comes to playing a football game or any game for that instance. Oh, is he going to give the penalty there? I don't know. I'd like to see the replay for this. I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty, but I think I might have played the ball there. Oh my god, that voice crack. I might have played the ball there. I might be reaching a bit, but let's see if we can save it. Oh no, we can't. That is a great penalty, to be fair. But yeah, it feels a lot more responsive on the PS4 so far. One thing I've noticed as well is on the PS5, as I'm sure many of you'll know if you played FIFA 22 or FIFA 23 on the newer gen versions of the game, the AI when it comes to defending is a lot less assisted. So players do not move about as much when it comes to defending. There's a lot more gaps. It's a lot more manual than the new version of the game, which again is something I really enjoy, and I wish the newer games weren't so AI based, if you will. But let's see if we can score this with Leao. It's a good tackle there. I don't mind that. Just as I was about to pull the trigger, he managed to get the block off. Nice through ball there. My fullback's been pulled out. So he's tried the power shot there, but because I closed him down, he wasn't able to get it off. Now, one thing that is also noticeable about the PS4 version compared to the PS5 is I don't think the interceptions or the tackles are as responsive or as clean than the newer gen version. I think tackling and intercepting on the new game and the new version of the game is a lot better, but pretty much for everything else, I will honestly tell you, even though I'm losing, I'm enjoying this version a little bit more because it feels a lot more manual, it feels a lot quicker and more responsive. That being said, I've missed a few chances that on the PS5 version I think might have been put away. But at the same time, I don't know if I would have had the chances on the PS5 version. So there is that. It's like a little trade-off, I think. Like, there's still not the ridiculous speed when it comes to dribbling. But again, I'm okay with that. It's more about being responsive. Like, look, my player is turning when I ask them to turn. That is the main thing that I was annoyed at when it came to the new version. So that was an assisted pass that got through, and it was in the 45th minute, so that seemed a little bit dodgy, I won't lie, but I'll let it slide, I guess. But yeah, so far I'm finding this a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more manual, but again, it's down to preference. This is my preference. If you really want to decide the differences, you probably will have to do it yourself. I can only give you my opinion, and people's opinion might differ to mine, so I can only tell you what I'm experiencing right now. Again, there you can see I covered that off, but it went through, and that shouldn't happen, and it's something that doesn't happen as much on the newer version of the game, but it is happening on here. So what I will say is pick your poison. Good Trivela cross in. Rooney, there we go, there's a goal. And that is the Trivela cross that I was talking about in my previous video. It is extremely powerful, so if you want to know how to do it, I have got a tutorial that you guys can watch so you know how to do it. What is my defense doing? There we go, that's a power slide tackle. R1 square, very good in this game. Probably the best sliding tackles have been, or the most fun at least. I tell you, nothing compares to you going on pro clubs and chopping someone with the new power slide. It's the most fun you'll ever have. Oh my days, ref, sort him out. You know what, guys? If you're watching this far in the video, you deserve something fun. So let's just try and knuckleball this in. In fact, let's try an outside the foot curled free kick from here. Full power, Wayne Rooney, bang. Oh my gosh. That just knocked a pie down someone's throat. But whatever, we lost, but again, I don't mind. So, time for the final review of which version of the game is better. Now, I don't think there is a better version as such, alright? It's down to personal preference. So, if you like a more fast, arcadey game where your players do exactly what you want them to do, I suggest the PS4 version or the old gen version of the game because it feels a lot faster paced, a lot less assisted, and more responsive. But I will say, if you like the you'll like the PS5 version of the game if you're more about realism, graphics, better tackling, and a slower game as a whole. So I think, based off of what I've played, I enjoy the PS4 version a little bit more, just from playing that game. I felt like there was a little bit more you can do when it comes to like movement, passing, shooting, creating chances. I feel like it's a lot more creative. But I will say I think the PS5 version of the game is a little bit more polished. I think I'm going to stick with the PS5 version of the game, even though the PS4 version is a bit more up my street. I just think the PS5 version, as you might expect, is a little bit more polished with the defensive aspects. And so I think I'm going to stick with the PS5 version for now, but that might change. Based off of this video, again, I think they're both decent, but I still think they both need a little bit of work to fix up the inconsistencies. But yeah, that is it for the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it or found it informative, I would appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you are notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.